Hi friends, this is Rashikar. Please subscribe my channel RS Tech Views and press the bell icon for latest updates. Today we are going to discuss about arrays in Java part 2. So here type of arrays. Generally arrays are two types: single dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. We already covered the single dimensional array in part 1 video. In that description I will provide that link. Okay, please say that part 1 video. Now we will discuss about the multi-dimensional array. It is similar to one-dimensional, but storing the values is different way. So the multi-dimensional array, here this is example like a int input, and we should give that two brackets equals to new, and you should give that type, here size, and this is also size. Say so here int of 2, this is the size of the array. I mean actual array size is this one. Okay, this is the mandatory. Okay, this 3 is, here we declare the two size, right? So each one size is 3, this one. It means this position is in this array contains the two arrays. The two arrays, each array size is 3. One array inside another array, it is called multi-dimensional array. Example I will show you, like how we can declare. I'll create one thing. See, normally you can declare like 4. This is a single dimension array. Multi-dimensional array in the sense, so inside of array it contains the multiple arrays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. This is the outer array, and this is the inner arrays. Inside 3 arrays is there. This is multi-dimensional array. Okay, so we should give like so how to declare this one, and this one int input, we should give the two arrays equals to new integer of. So what is the size of this outer array? So how many elements is there inside? This is the 1, this is the 2, and this is the 3. Okay, so we should give like here 3. Next one is, so inside array size, this one, this bracket is inside array size. Here the 3 elements is there, each element is an array. So each element, how much the size is, it will decide. If you give like a we should give like this. So how many elements is there inside? 3 elements, so should provide 3. Like this we can declare. Next one is, here we'll copy this, I'll paste it here. See, if I remove like this is not a mandatory to give the size, but this should be the mandatory. Okay, so if I didn't give the size of this one, so how it will take the inside of the array size? Whenever you have the different sizes of inside arrays, then we should give that empty while declaration. Okay, so you can give like input of 0 position, give int of, now you should give like size. So inside of the first index array I will give the 2 array size. Okay, I will just copy like this one. So in first array I will give like a 3 elements. Next one, third position array I will give 4 elements. So we should give like this. If you have that these 3 elements are the same size, you just give directly in whenever we are declaring the array, then on the time we can provide the size. If that size is a different all arrays, then we should provide like this. Okay, so we'll see that example. Okay, I will remove everything. Class demo. String mouse. I will declare array. Input dimensional array. Name int of. I will give 2 here. Here 3. Okay, so I will provide the values here. Input of 0 of 0 0 0 position values. No need to provide the size, so we already provide the size, so we just assign the value 1 here. Zero, 1. How many places? 3 places, right? Each array. So we should give the value 2, 3. Check here. That's the first place. I will change the first place. The common. So now it is 4, 5, 6. Standard out at println. We can print it anything. So how we can print it? We should how we can insert the value, like that only we can print. I mean retrieving. How we will retrieve? So using that. So I want to print a 5 value. So I should use the 1 input of 1. Okay, I'm going to save it. Demo.java. Okay, going to compile this program. Demo.java. So compiled successfully. Now I'm going to run demo. See, 5 got printed in 1 place position. We have printed like this. So this will be, this is the output. The fifth one, the 5 value will be the output. So now we'll see runtime error, not compilation error. Why? Because so this is not a syntax error. we already told. So we can give the size, we can give the size of this array, and the inside of arrays, it is not a mandatory. So whenever after declaration we can mention the size of the inside arrays based on our requirement. Okay, because of that it's not giving the compilation error. But where it will fail this program, okay, so that will be failing whenever we run the program. So I'm going to run the program now. It will give the null pointer exception. Why the null pointer exception? See, here we didn't provide that one. So here we mention it like this, and we didn't give to the size of this inside arrays. Okay, we should provide that one, right? So that's why it gave the null pointer exception. How we can decide? Okay, we can decide like we already discussed. Okay, so 0th position I will give like 2. Okay, I will copy this. Second one is 1th place. First one place I will give 3 size. Okay, or I will mention it like 3 only. Okay, so this program will work perfectly. Okay, I will compile the program now. Compile successfully, run successfully. It got printed 5. See what we did, we are giving the each array size separately. Here new into 3, here new into 3, like this. I'm going to give like a first one is 2 and second one is a 3. So I should comment this line. If I didn't comment, it will give the index out of bounds exception. Okay, first I will run it after comment, right? I will run it without that line. See, no compilation error and no runtime error. So now I'm going to uncomment this line. I'm going to compile it. No compilation error. See, array index out of bounds exception in second position. Second position is as this one is the second position. I mean 0th index, first index, second index. Second index position and give the runtime error, that is index out of bounds exception. Why? Because the first array size is only 2 positions, but we are giving the third position element. So this is wrong. That's why it gave the runtime error. Okay. So we should remove this one. Now uncompile again and run it again. So this is the output. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Is it possible to create a negative number in size? Right. In the previous video also, we tried only empty array size, right? So and also we told say right some integer value only we can give it like that. So in integer range is something of minus number and something of plus number is there. Okay, so is it possible to give the negative size of array? Okay, so if I give, what will happen? We'll see that example. Okay, so I'm going to remove entire this. Okay, so I don't want to give like a single multi-dimensional purpose of this. I'm giving the -2 value. Okay, So I don't want this line also. I will just comment one. Okay, now I'm going to compile the same program. See, compile successfully, no compilation error, but it will give the runtime error. What is the error? Negative array size exception. You guys just remember these things. When it will come the index out of bounds exception, and when it will give the negative array size exception, and when it will come the null pointer exception, like this. Null pointer exception is coming classes will see the so many places null pointer exception. Don't worry, we can cover there. Okay, but this arrays are, it doesn't come to the next videos. Like if you go that classes, it doesn't come this array index out of bounds exception, negative array size exception. These all are array related. So null pointer is, it is related to the objects. So after this arrays concept, if we go that classes or abstract classes or interfaces, if we go that any place, okay, so we'll get that null pointer exception wherever we are using the object related stuff. If that object is doesn't exist, uh, without object also, if you use that reference on the time, you will get that null pointer exception. Okay, so see the output negative array size exception. It means we can't give the minus value into the size. Next, the difference between the data type, variable name and bracket, and data type, bracket, variable name. This one, some little bit confusion, right? So we'll see int input of bracket versus int bracket input. So this bracket is the position change. You just see, like observe this one. This bracket is before the variable name is there here, and here is before the data type is there. Okay, see this below examples. Int input of bracket, comma operator, output, semicolon. See, here is the input is an array and output is a normal integer variable. So input is a integer array and output is a normal integer variable. If you use the same this one to data type, after the data type, it means a near data type. So here is input and output. Here both are array variables. If you declare like this, both are array variables. We'll see one example. Let's try that one. Okay, I'm going to size it. Now compile successfully. Demo. See, there is no compilation error and there is no runtime error. Okay, so it means you understand, right? So this input is an array. That's why we can assign it int of 2. If I give the same thing in here, it will give the error. Okay, we'll try that one. See, incompatible types. Int array cannot be converted to in int. So it means what? This output is a normal integer variable, input is a integer array. Okay, that's why this line is no compilation error, but this line is, it will give the compilation error. Okay, I will remove this one to here and I will place in here. Now I will compile the same program. Okay, no compilation error. See how? Because of this is, we are declaring the type, integer type and array for the data type. So it means if you give that n number of variables, those all variables are integer variables. If you give this one to here, it means the input is a normal variable, output is the array variable. Okay, I think you guys understand. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of an array? So we already told you that previous video we'll discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of arrays. Okay, so today we are going to discuss this part. So first we'll discuss advantages. Okay, so we can store the multiple elements of the same type under a single variable. We can declare like a single variable, right? So we'll declare a single variable and we can assign the multiple values based on the size. This is an advantage, right? So one variable, multiple values. We can implement the other data structures such as stack, queue, tree, etc. So these topics are unknown, right? So we can discuss in later videos. Okay, with the help of an array. So these are stack, queue, tree. These all are. It will work with the help of an array. Okay. So next advantage is we can fetch the data elements using the index at runtime. Okay, so based on the index only we can retrieve the, or we can for assigning the values also we can use the indexes. Okay, these are the advantages mainly. So what are the disadvantages of this? It is a mandatory to declare a size. Okay, so if you didn't provide the size it will give the error, right? So we should give the size. We know already discussed in the single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. The first part is the mandatory part. Okay, so remaining sizes are, it's not a mandatory because the inside of array is size, right? So maybe the different sizes will be there. So because of that they didn't provide the mandatory of the second, I mean after the first things. Okay, next, it is a static structure, so we can't increase or decrease a memory allocation after declare a size. Like if we declare the size whenever we are creating an array, so that array size we can't declare, I mean we can't increase or decrease after that line. That array size is fixed. Okay, in some lines of code, for example you give the 10 size of array. After some lines of code, you have the another element that is the 11th position value. So on that time, you can't assign that value to that array. So if you assign, it will give the runtime error, that is array index out of bounds exception. Okay, because of that, the program will terminate. Okay, next. So if you give if you want to declare the size, so if you declare the size, then it will go on for the old values. Okay, this is a very disadvantages of the array. Insertion and deletion operations are difficult because elements store at the contiguous memory location. It is also increases the cost. Thank you. Please subscribe RS Tech News. Press the bell icon for latest updates. Like the video, share the video, and comment the video.